we are. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Hot Toys Hotline Live, episode 135. I was trying to do what I love doing to Lane is whenever he's in the middle of talking, I just like to start the stream randomly just to
Yeah, because you're a so and so sometimes. Yeah.
yeah. But Lane, thank you for being here, my friend. Obviously, this week, and guys, I don't know who's going to be watching on the vertical live stream format, but I saw some other channels trying it out last week, so I was like, why don't we? So it integrates through StreamYard. You can offer both at the same time. So maybe some of you are watching vertically. Maybe some of you are watching in the standard format. I don't know. But with that being said, Lane, thanks for being here, my friend. Just going to be Lane and I tonight, most likely. It should be a bit of a shorter stream, but we do have some cool stuff to talk about. I just don't know how much of a time slot this is going to take up. And Lane and I were both kind of like on the fence about going live tonight because I had a long day, and Lane had, it sounds like, a long week so far. But you know what? Like, Lane, we can't leave not only Boushh Leia hanging, but the BVS Armored Batman 2.0, which, you know, that's the one that I've been very excited for. I had that 1.0, I think, for probably a week and a half before this one was announced. So I got it.
That's one of those you've had that happen a couple of times where you just got something and then something else, either the 2.0 or you're like, oh, wait a minute, it's another version of this character. And either that one it may not have been your favorite costume, but you're like, but that one looks way better than the one I just bought. So I need to move that one out and get that one on pre-order.
Yeah, Lane, I never hold on to stuff. If there's a new version, here. I'm going to sell the old one. I know you're the same way. Lane, we were just talking about like cool stuff. You know,
oh, yeah.
As always, guys, as everybody's joining, I'll say what's up to everybody, but drop a comment and let us know what you got in cool so far this week. I've had quite a few deliveries this week, but, you know, I was talking to Chris on the phone earlier when I was unboxing this because he's like kind of been on the fence about selling his just to make some extra money up. But I was like, dude, I can't, you know.
I saw somebody sell. I saw somebody sell
280, right, for the deluxe. I saw
that.
Yeah,
290 or something
something crazy.
Yeah, and because I had a thing and sent that to a friend of mine. I was like, hey, they sell it 290, but it literally lasted,
bro,
like 5 minutes or something.
I'm not even putting this thing in any crazy lighting, and just this small view of my camera, you can see how damn good this is. I mean, this is freaking.
Hot Toy.
Damn, they just like stabbed me. These little suckers.
Would you say? I know that there's a lot of figures throughout the year, but with that guy, and I know, like, kind of putting you on the spot here, but with that Wolverine, at least you think,
I'm not even joking.
Yeah.
Let me see if there's blood on the claws.
Oh, geez.
That little bastard. No, there's not. Okay.
Yeah.
Be careful, guys, with your Hot Toys Wolverine. The claw just made me bleed.
Geez.
My figure. Sorry to cut you off, Lane, but I just thought that was funny. I'm like, drew blood.
What would you say that guy? And just I know I'm putting you on the spot here a little bit where you haven't had time to think about it. But as of just going in this minute, do you think you would have that Wolverine at least in your top 3 for the year?
Yeah, that's tough. I mean, let me.
That's why I'm not saying figure of the year, but
let me. I gotta.
You get a lot of figures.
So. Yeah, and I got to take delivery of that InArt Snape too, because that InArt Snape looks incredible. So.
Okay, let's say of this minute top 5.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, potentially for sure. It's tough, dude, because I've got the Corn Sweat Superman here. I don't know if I put that top 5, but that's an awesome figure. I don't know.
Yeah,
let me think about it a little bit later.
Yeah, because I know, like, for me, for right now, when I can say that I got this year, automatically I can say I wouldn't say figure of the year because I haven't gotten everything yet.
Yeah,
and some may not make it before the end of the year, but I'd say release like Darth Maul 2.0 for me is one of my top 3 of the year without even missing me. Anyway, let's say hello to everybody who's in chat right now.
Yeah, I see a lot of people trickling in. I hope everybody's doing well. I'm going to say what's up to everybody in the chat. Like I said, if you guys got anything cool this week, definitely drop it in the comments. I'd love to hear it. Or if you're looking forward to something that's going to be coming in soon, definitely share that. What's up to my dude, Fig Poser? Always great to see you, my dude. We've been chatting the past couple days about everything Hot Toys and kind of... I know Fig Poser's just hoping for some more X-Men stuff, so I'm sure he's glad to see that I got that Wolverine sitting there, at least a little taste of X-Men there. But I hope you're doing well, my dude. Thanks for being here as always. We got the movie canon. What's up, my friend? Hope you're doing well on this fine Tuesday evening. Another hotline hottie in the house. Gio says, hello, collectors. Hope you're all well. Hope you're all well also, my friend. Thanks for being here, my dude. We got JB in the house. It's so JB, is this because I know with the new YouTube changes and how people's names are displayed, I know some people's names got kind of changed. So I'm guessing that's the case with you. At least I would assume you didn't change your name to JB Joker, but you'll have to let me know. But what's up, my friend? Hope you're doing well. Thanks for being here as always. We got Kaiju in the house. Kaiju, thanks for being here as always, my friend. One of our great moderators here and an all-around GOAT. Kaiju Daddy is the man. He did actually finally secure everybody's figures. I'm sure that was a lot of work for him. So last week's stream, guys, I'm sure you remember, Kaiju was on the stream. He said, hey, if you want me to grab you this 7/8 Spider-Man, let me know. This is how you find me. And I know quite a few of you guys took him up on that. So again, big shout out to Kaiju as always for all the work he does. I think sometimes you take for granted when someone's doing you a favor that requires them to go out and walk and
track down, especially track down that stuff too.
Right. But I know you guys, I'm sure you probably were super appreciative, and we appreciate you, Kaiju, very much for doing that for a lot of us. So thanks for being here as always. Jose, I was waiting for Jose to say something slick. Jose said, hey, you're streaming? I thought I was going to see another canceled post. It was real close, dude. But I could not leave. I told Lane, like, dude, there's too much stuff this week that I want to talk about.
Yeah.
And Lane, we're chatting back and forth. And he was like, yeah, I want to hear your thoughts on this and this and this. I was like, okay, so we're streaming. So we went live because we had to talk about it, right? So thanks for being here, Jose. As always, my friend, I hope you're doing well. We got Collector's Entity in the house. What's up, my dude? Thanks for being here, as always. Thanos was right. I love that username. Thanos was right, says, took delivery of my deluxe Wolverine last week. Love it. And got deluxe Armored Batman on pre-order. That's awesome. Yeah, this Wolverine is so sick, dude. Like I said, when I opened it up, I was very, very impressed. It's got some nice weight to it. The way that they've replicated Hugh Jackman's arms here to a frickin' T, the amount of detail that's like sculpted in, it's just really, really frickin' really well done. And the suit feels great. Like I said, the body's got some heft to it. Be careful with those claws because you saw live. I just got poked earlier. That's hilarious. But I cannot wait for that Armored Batman. We're actually going to talk about that one very shortly, and I cannot wait. Fig Poser said, Dark Knight Rises, Bat Signal, and Bat Pod with some dummy battery kits. Yeah, that's sick. I haven't done that with mine yet. It's tough. With a lot of my Batman stuff, it's all in, like, floating wall shelves, so having wires, like, hanging down like that, it'd be kind of rough, so I haven't done anything like that with my Batman shelf. I'd love to because I got the Jazz Inc. Batmobiles on there, and it would look sick, but you'll have to send me a picture when you get that all set up. JB said, T-800 battle damage arrived this week. Awesome. Dude, Lane and I were just talking about, like, where are all these T-800s coming from Sideshow and, like, the comic shops to get through Sideshow. That's what I'm waiting for. I got the clean and the battle damage because I love Terminator 2. So I'm just waiting to take delivery of those whenever.
Yeah, we were just talking how many I have that are on order have been released, and we're just like,
yeah,
still waiting for them to get here.
Yep, that's how it be sometimes. What's up, my dude? Johnny Chronicles in the house, another hotline hottie. What's up, my friend? He says, evening, Connor and Lane. Excited about Boushh Leia, dude. I know, man. Like, if you guys go back on my channel, I did a tier list of figures I would love to see from Return of the Jedi Anniversary, and Boushh Leia was, I think, number 3 on my list, number 2. So you'll have to check out that video because you can see my excitement for it then. So imagine now looking at it, I'm hitting the Shrek smile, you know.
You've been hitting that smile a lot the last couple of weeks.
You got to smile about these figures, man. There's some cool stuff. We got Moose in the house. What's up, my friend? Another hotline hottie. Moose says, hello, community of collectors. Sideshow is taking my money tomorrow for 2 deluxe Wolverines that I pre-ordered. Well, congrats on that. And you're going to be very happy with them, I'm sure, because I'm very happy. Like I said, be careful with the claws. That's crazy how sharp they are. It just pierced my skin. But thanks for being here, as always, Moose. We got Red Priest in the house. Again, I'm not sure if these names were different previously. Red Priest says, I just unboxed General Grievous and Samurai Predator, and still Battle Damage Deadpool to open, and Wolverine Deluxe on the way. That's an awesome week. I have both the General Grievous and Samurai Predator on display. Incredible figures, like truly. And Samurai Predator, it's funny. I had the OG, and I appreciated that one so much, and I always saw it as like a work of art. And I feel like this new one, with that red, vibrant color that it has, it just kind of brings out that want to say that even more because it's just so beautiful. But yeah, I don't have my Battle Damage Deadpool yet. I think I still have that on a payment plan, but yeah, congrats. A lot of really awesome figures there. What's up, my dude Tim in the house? Thanks for being here, bro. Good to see you. Hope you're doing well. Not much, man. We're just talking about figures. It's always a great time to talk about figures. So excited to get this stream on the way. We got SG Collectibles in the house saying, "What's up, to everybody? What's up, my friend?" Looks like Kaiju is still on the hunt to go grab some more. So yeah, I'm glad you guys were able to take advantage of that. And again, big shout out to Kaiju for doing that for everybody. Tijuana Mike, another hotline hottie. What's up, my dude? He says, "Happy Tuesday, collectors. Happy Tuesday to you, my friend. Hope you're doing well as always." JB says, "Yup, it's still me, JB. I thought so." Pedro Lopez says, "Hello all. What's up, my friend?" Of course, you got to follow that with the hashtag hotline confirmed. Thanks for being here, my friend. SG Collectibles. So I was saying at the beginning of the stream, you can actually view the stream in two formats now, both vertically and horizontally. It's a new thing that YouTube's offering, which I think is cool because, some people would prefer to view it in a vertical format or view it in a horizontal format. So some people will probably be watching us from both formats. But if you would like to switch that, you could probably go on the channel and see both and choose from there. Artisan Black Widow, that's sick, dude. I'm still waiting for that one. I think I have like 1 or 2 payments left on that one, but Lane and I were actually just talking about that one as well. And I'm glad you like it. Near perfection. That's a pretty good rating. Bolts is in the house. What's up, Bolts? Happy early Christmas to you as well. Thanks for being here and sharing the love. I hope you're doing well. Sorry, guys. I'm trying to get through these comments. Batman Collectibles in the house. What's up, my friend? He says, "Evening hotline panel. I almost caved on J&D Joker. That 1/6 kid had to pass." Yeah, that's a hefty, like $1,200 bill right there. Too close to Christmas, and I have an 8-year-old to spoil. Well, hey, that shows you're a good dad, putting your 8-year-old first, and I think you made the right decision. We got Paid in the house, a moderator and an all-around gentleman. Thanks for being here, my friend. He says, "Hello to everyone." We got Sal. Sorry, guys. I'm going to start going through these a little bit quicker so we can get started. Sal says, "What's up, my people? Been under the weather, but on my way back. I hope you feel better, dude. Glad to hear it. Everything's turning around for you, but thanks for tuning in. I appreciate you." Indiana Bone says, "I bet Lane is as jacked as Wolverine under that shirt. You'll never know." He very well could be. You'll never know. That's Lane's secret. He's a superhero. What's up, Travis? Good to see you, Travis. Thanks for being here, my friend. Zombie says, "I would love a new Return of the Jedi Luke." That's all I could think about when I saw that new Leia. We'll definitely talk about that a little bit. 16 Stars Pimpazoid says, and I'll kind of pull up our first topic here as I'm reading the rest of these comments. 16 Stars Pimpazoid says, "What's up? Still need to open my Grievous and White Clone Commander." Yeah, you need to get on that, especially that Grievous. That was such a fun unboxing experience for me. Such an awesome figure. Take care, guys, and when you get a chance after we head out of here, check out Kaiju Daddy's stream as well. He does a great job over there. Thanks for popping in, dude. Lane and I were just talking about that too. It's funny. We had a pretty lengthy discussion in a short amount of time, but yeah, we're hoping to see the rest of those commandos as well. I think that's everybody, guys. As always, if I missed any of your comments, sorry, I kind of had to speed up at the end, but we're talking about the BVS Batman Armored 2.0. Guys, you know how much I love this particular scene in this movie because you get to see Batman whoop Superman's ass. And Chris hates when I say that because he's a big Superman guy, but this is all I gotta say, Lane. Well, here I am. I love this scene so much, and the fact that now I have my BVS Superman from InArt, my BVS 2.0 Armored from Hot Toys, my BVS 2.0 from Hot Toys, the main suit, and then the BVS Wonder Woman from InArt. We are eating good for BVS, and it's so awesome that we'll have all of these representations finally on the shelf. It's going to be a little bit for the Wonder Woman, and I still got a couple like modifications of parts I've ordered and stuff for the Hot Toys BVS 2.0 main suit, but I think this turned out incredible, and the fact that it has die-cast components is really cool to me. It's funny seeing this here. I believe this is the Justice League figure here. I feel like any day now, Hot Toys has got to come out of nowhere and hit us with a new BVS Superman. They've got to, right? I mean, I feel like it's overdue. I don't know if I personally would have any interest in it unless they did some like crazy expressive head sculpts or, some really cool accessories that InArt didn't offer, because I feel like the InArt one is so good. I don't really need another Cavill Superman unless there's a really good one. With that being said, like, dude, the other thing that I want to commend Hot Toys on is we kind of got like a secret upgrade here with this teeth-clenching battle damage head sculpt, because the original one had like the mouth more open, and he had like a shocked, surprised look, which is like fine in the context, I guess, but generally speaking, like this particular look right here, when he's got the spear, this is when he's ready to step on Superman's chest and put him down for good. And obviously, things change, and Superman, appeals to Batman's heart, if you will, by saying "Save Martha," blah blah blah, and I think this is much more fitting for that scene because obviously at this point in that scene, if you want to represent this battle damage look, I think we all would much prefer this kind of like more angry, grittier look where Batman's just fed up. He's like, I'm done playing around. Let me grab this kryptonite spear that I conveniently planted down here after I whooped your ass. And yeah, this is really cool. I think that's a very, very welcome upgrade. And having the die-cast components on this, I think this thing is going to be an absolute brick. And obviously, like, it's nice to have something that has a little bit of weight because it kind of feels like you got your money's worth. Obviously, that's not always the case, but it's going to be really cool to feel this in person. So, Lane, I don't know if this is one that you picked up. I've been talking about this one forever. Man, that upgraded head sculpt, Lane, is just so good.
The head sculpt,
so
that
good.
is much better.
There's my camera being weird again. But Lane, I want to hear your thoughts on this while I'm trying to fix my camera that just randomly decided to go out of focus. But
well, I really like the battle damage components of it and everything. I think this one, if you get the regular or the deluxe, you're gonna love the piece. But this does feel like one of the. I mean, there is pretty big price difference between the two, between the regular and the deluxe. But that's also because most of the switch outs, a lot of them are die-cast metal pieces, so they're more, more expensive kind of pieces and stuff to get made. I really like it listed there with the light up feature and everything and the head sculpt.
USB powered too.
Yeah, they did a really nice job. This does not top the Batman, I think, BVS 2.0. Even though that one feels like it's almost probably as chunky as this one for just how big the body is. Although I'm willing to bet this guy still looks tiny next to that Dark Knight Returns Batman. I'm willing to bet that thing probably still towers and out-muscles this one probably. But I really like the armor. I like the helmet for this one. Obviously, the biggest problem with it is going to be there's going to be no effing posability to this probably at all, at least with the legs and stuff, because of the die cast on it and stuff makes it pretty heavy. I'm willing to bet when we finally see the reviews like Justin Collectibles does his and everything, he's going to talk how chunky this figure feels. But that's kind of what you want. I mean, this is basically Batman as a tank. That's pretty much what he is here.
Right. He's not very nimble in this suit for good reason. He's built this suit so he can withstand punches from a god. So yeah, I mean, he's the original one wasn't like incredibly posable. Let's be real. And you literally had to like undo a strap at the shoulder to be able to pose it a little bit more. So.
And I think this one though looks like it's a little bit more posable than
that arm's like pretty high. I mean. And the thing is, I think a lot of people probably have him like this because he's so imposing in this suit just by itself like that.
Well, this is when you go in. This is not meant to be gummy for the figure.
Oh, this is sick. This is the, remember when he like wraps it around Superman's like ankles and starts smashing him into the post and everything, and then he like smacks it and he goes flying. Yeah, that's sick, dude.
Yeah, no, I think this is absolute, like this is truly for a 2.0 upgrade figure should be. Like that's really what it should be. Once we see some people actually with in hand and stuff, it's a little bit hard to see because we just have blogger photos and stuff, and no one really has it in hand too much yet, or that we've had a chance to see very much of. But I think they look like that. Now, I would admit, I considered this guy for my Flash Bat Cycle, even if it'd be a little bit more in a standing pose.
He might fall through the middle of it with all
that. No, but because this feels like for the way that thing looks, I almost feel like if there was, a Justice League Nightmare movie, where he's got the big ass bat tank, is that I would see maybe not this specific armor, but like a variation of it with probably, I don't know, some Hellscape looking stuff on it or something like that, where Batman would be opening the back of that bat tank out, come flying out on that bat cycle, and he'd be wearing like this type of armor while he's riding it or something. That's what this almost feels like as he's going into like smash some parademons or something.
Yeah, and I mean, if I was facing Darkseid, I think I'd rather have this armor too than that duster that he's wearing in the Nightmare sequence. Thanos, real quick, Lane, I want to answer Thanos' question because it's a good question. He's asking us, He says, "Hear me out. Any chance DC will block the possibility of a 2.0 Cavill? No. Merchandising is very much still alive for the Snyderverse. I mean, you know, in art put out there Wonder Woman, a lot of the smaller
there's
scale
the backplate
companies
coming from InArt here at some point.
yeah, multiple 1/12 scale companies just announced or teased that they're doing like Cavill Superman or Batfleck in the BVS suit. So.
WB's got bigger fish to fry right now. Like, who's going to buy us?
Right. So
they're not worried about this stuff right. Maybe in like a year and a half or something from now, when they're bought and owned by whoever, that's a whole different having to review licenses and all that kind of stuff. But and there's the DCU is still just kind of starting. We're still in the first like not even 6 months or 6 months of the start of that universe. So the DCU is going to take a little bit to get going for where in the next 2 years you might see merchandising more shift over to that if there are some other successful movies and stuff. You know, you probably will see that eventually, but you're probably still a couple of years from seeing where it would all be DCU if it takes off and everything.
We'll see. Yeah, we'll see how that goes. But yeah, at least for right now, the stuff is safe for sure, I'd say. So Sal says, I love the non-battle damage version so much, I can't see myself spending more for it. This thing is damn good. I know. And something I want to point out, I love this picture here. So the InArt Superman came with a beautiful kryptonite spear, and I think it is much more in scale than the Hot Toys one, but what the Hot Toys one does, which is a huge selling point, is it's USB powered and it lights up. And this photo here, I can just imagine recreating this. And again, I mentioned this earlier, like Hot Toys changing that expression was very smart, because people who are going to display him with the spear, they're going to want him like this, like where he just steps on Superman's chest and he's like, oh, that's it, I'm done, you know. He's at that breaking point where he almost pushes himself over the edge of doing something he doesn't normally do. And of course, we know what happens after that. But yeah, that spear looks sick. Looks so sick, man. What's up, Ash? Thanks for being here, my friend. I hope you're doing well on this fine Tuesday evening, I guess morning for you. Thank you for being here as always. But yeah, it's funny. As much as I love the battle damage stuff, I think I would prefer to display mine as like a beginning of the fight look. What I plan to do, and I don't know if I'll be able to get this to work. I've said this many times. I would love to somehow take that kryptonite grenade and take some like cotton and put a green LED light in the middle to look like Superman's catching the kryptonite grenade when it goes like boom in his face. I want to recreate that so bad. If I can figure out a way to do it, I would love to.
The one thing I'd say, the nice thing with the switch outs is that you can mix and match the battle damage by having those and everything however you want.
Yeah,
that's a neat thing, because if you don't want, I usually like more clean like this, but if you can switch out one of the poltroons, so it's like got the cracked version or something, but you want to keep the chest, or you want to have the chest showing damage but like the rest to be a little bit more clean or something, like that's what the neat thing is about this one with the individual pieces. You can customize it to look how you want. If you want a ton of damage or just to show a little bit and stuff. Which
I love. I love that it's not like a one-size-fits-all thing. I love that you can kind of mix and match. And you can kind of do that with, like you were talking about the Wolverine. He has so many different parts. You can have him with the shoulder pieces if you want. You can have him with the mask. You could do whatever you want with it. I love that.
Have you tried to switch the arms out on Wolverine? Yep.
Not yet, and I don't plan to, because you got to go sleeveless all day. But I heard it's a pain in the ass. But I'm not going to touch it because I have no interest in using those arms, and I'm not doing a video on them or anything. SG, to answer your question, the only BVS Batman, or I should say the only Batman figures in general that InArt has shown or discussed would be the one that they revealed, the BVS main suit, and they also mentioned they were considering doing a Nightmare suit, or they're currently working on a Nightmare suit. So other than that, there's no mention, and I don't think they would touch this. It just doesn't seem like an InArt thing. InArt seems to want to only do figures that are a certain stature. They don't want to touch like larger stuff or anything. We haven't seen anything,
vehicle stuff or anything like that for the most part.
Yeah, I mean, and they've worked with diecast. They've done a lot of diecast weapons and stuff, so they're not incapable of doing it, certainly, but I don't think they'll touch this one, and I don't think they need to. I think the only thing that's a little wonky, the battle damage chest plate is a little wonky looking in some spots.
Yeah.
I think it looks awesome.
Yeah, we gotta wait till you get it in hand. That's the big thing. you know, because you don't know. There could be something goofy with it that you don't see in the pictures. You go, oops.
Yeah.
You know, like, you know, Deadpool, the original figure looked great, but it had the ankles that would break all the time.
Exactly. Exactly.
But
So
it
here's
looks
a figure
cool.
hideouts video, Lane.
Yeah.
So we get a little quick. It's unfortunately, I know it's a little small, guys, but it's still nice to see him being unboxed. Shout out to the figure
God,
hideout
he
as
is.
always.
He's a thick boy, but he's still not as thick as Dark Knight Returns.
I was hoping
nuts.
so. Lane, General Grievous got like an Iron Man style box with the foam and everything. I was hoping that'd be the case for this one. Unfortunately, it's not, but that's okay. Yeah, he's
He may
huge,
not have
though.
he may not have, like, you know, with not having die-cast joints or stuff like that. Maybe that could be
Yeah.
partially why.
I pre-ordered the So Toys like Frank Miller Armored Batman, so I plan to have that with this one, and that's gonna look so sick.
Just being there, where live here, kind of the scratching and everything, and like the little dents and nicks and everything in the armor, like, looks so cool. You know, I know that is just something we probably should be used to, because they always, even on the bases now, like the Star Wars bases, they're being able to do that really well.
Yeah.
But I just never get tired of seeing when they put that and everything.
How do you feel about the USB? I think it's pretty smart how they have it kind of dangled down the back of the neck. I think they kind of did something similar with the Mark 42 just released.
Yeah, you have to keep it for as much as, I mean, for as much as
Dude, look at the difference there. Holy shit, with the paint and the details. Wow. That's a huge difference.
That's a big difference. How do you know, when did the first version one come out?
Dude, when BVS first came out, which was what?
That was like 9-10 years ago.
Yeah, I was about to say almost 10 years ago, I think.
Yeah.
We got Big Dog Pound in the house. What's up, my friend? Woo! Game Shift. Actually, it is USB powered, so you can plug it into the wall.
We seem to be maybe starting to transition where more of this stuff, like Iron Man and stuff like that, will be USB powered. Not all of them necessarily, because I think like the Armor Up Mark III, I think that's still maybe battery powered. But like Superior Iron Man, which they showed from the beginning, is USB powered. So I think maybe we're starting to go that direction for most of them now.
Dude, they need to, because like having like USB powered one thing, but then like they do it all the time. Like the helmet lights are battery powered, but the rest of it's USB powered. It makes no sense.
And it makes it a pain because the head dies in 15 minutes and you have the rest
those little button cell batteries are bullshit. They're so bad.
He looks great though. I really think that they did a good job with.
Dude, like I'm telling you, that is a huge upgrade.
I'm still a little mixed on the kind of the battle damage angry face. Like I like the straight. I like the straight one better of the two. I don't think it looks bad, but it looks a little goofy to me, just a tiny bit. But that's how half these times the scowl faces seem to look from Hot Toys. Like, you know, we've had the memes for like Batman. You know,
I love the grenade launcher, dude. Oh man.
Yeah. They did a nice job.
This scene is just so freaking good, man.
They did a really nice job with this figure.
You can see what I mean. Like the kryptonite on the front is a bit out of scale. Like it's a little too chunky, but I think they did that to fit the LED in there. And it's a nice trade-off. Like, look, it's a little big, but you get to power it with a USB power and have it lit up. Which is freaking
usually,
awesome.
For something like a spear or something like that, is honestly something being a little bit too large, or we can complain about that. Usually, we only complain if it's too small.
Very clever, Lane. Look at that.
Very clever. You just slide it in right there, and then boom. Unfortunately, it's still got one of those stupid battery packs.
He's such a.
How do you like the base? You know, because for me, I'm always. I mean, at least this diorama is not as big as the one that comes with the regular BVS.
Yeah, it's still. This looks like one. Okay, yeah. So, my problem presented perfectly right here with the Hot Toys diorama bases. There's nowhere for the figure to fucking stand.
What is the point? Them.
Right, you can't. I mean, there's nowhere for him to stand. What is the point? Look, his feet are freaking hanging off, and. Dude, okay, here, excellent use of the base. Again, big shout out to the figure hideout. That works for me. I love that. And maybe that's, I mean, I don't want to say that's the intention because the pole, the nameplate is right there. That is what bothers me about their diorama bases. Would it kill them to make the bottom of the base a little bit bigger? It would not. But, dude, I can't complain any further because this
and $370. It's an expensive figure, but it's a die-cast figure with a ton of switch out die cast pieces and everything for with how the price. If that was getting announced now, it'd probably be $400. Like it was announced this week, it'd probably be closer to 400.
That's true.
I did not order this, but I really like how it came in. Like I said, it is something I think that even if I have to stand him a little bit, I just feel like this is the one that would go perfect with that Flash bat cycle. Like this feels like the outfit he would wear when he goes rolling on that thing.
I think so, because I know you've had multiple ideas for that. I mean, that bat cycle is so freaking big and like chunky. I think this would be a perfect candidate for that. Now, the of course, here lies the issue with the posability. We don't know how stiff those legs would be. You might have a tough time. Maybe you can kind of have him like standing.
Well, I would have him. You might be able to get one leg kind of on it, like he's on it, but kind of like pulled over and getting up and getting ready to shoot the grenade launcher or something.
That's true. That's true.
But I mean, mine would be going on top of a detail shelf, so it's not like there's going to be shelving around it. It can,
dude. Let me show you this, Lane. I wanted to, dude.
That looks just like
it looks like it's straight out of the movie, and that's like the best shot. This is when Superman first flies in on the rooftop, and they meet eyes, and Batman looks up at him, and then well, here I am, and then the whole sequence.
Do you bleed?
Yeah, dude. Like
it's too bad. It's too bad there weren't as many moments like that in the original theatrical version of the movie.
I know, dude. This looks incredible.
And then unfortunately we got Space Orc Doomsday coming from the mines of Moria.
Yeah. This definitely should be taller than.
Oh yeah.
Than
I mean,
Batman.
guys, this is like
because he's got like lifts in the boots too. He's pretty tall, dude. He's huge. I mean, look right there. That's the money shot right there.
I think we have to. I think we got to wait till like when Justin does his review and compares them. Probably, I'm willing to bet he's bigger and probably decently bigger and chunkier than even the 2.0 BVS Batman. And that thing's, that thing is huge and ripped already as it is.
Yeah. And big shout out to the photographers this time around. They cooked these black and white photos are so dope too.
The last couple releases in the last couple of weeks, the blogger photos I think have been cooking pretty well.
See, Lane, very much.
Yeah, so. There again though, they had to struggle to fit them on there.
Bend the foot. I mean, that's a great use to work around that crap. But dude, like, would it kill him? And I almost would have preferred. One of my favorite parts of when they're fighting is when they crash through the glass panes and the roof. I almost wish they would have done that as the base, like they can like.
To me, sometimes this is why I like those circular bases for Star Wars, which we'll be looking at another one of those in a little bit.
Yeah,
where I like those for something like this, where you're trying to show off a figure like this.
I like the diorama bases, but it's just when they make sense, when they're making it. Dude, that's a great shot. That's.
Yeah, no, diorama bases for me kind of took a shot in the heart after that Mark III 2.0. How much I hated that one. That one turned me off a lot. But that Batman BVS one is that should be what they can do. Why couldn't they do something like that for this where there's enough space to fit the damn figure on?
Right. That to me, if I had to give diorama base of the year when it comes to Hot Toys, it would be the BVS 2.0. Detail friendly. It's small. It's got a
no. You mean the returns?
No, I'm talking about sorry, you were talking about the returns. I'm sorry.
My
favorite base was the BVS 2.0 base, because it was modular. You could flip it around. You can have him on one side of when he's in the warehouse, or on the other side when he's hanging off the ladder. It was so good. It's such a good base.
For me, it's the I think the returns.
It could be when that one finally starts shipping for us. It could be, but that BVS. Sorry, I thought you were talking about the BVS. I'm in BVS mode right now. Well, Lane, you already kind of eased us into it.
So yeah, I know. That's why that was a little on purpose there.
Yeah, dude,
this is our first lay-in forever, isn't it?
It is. This is our first modern Leia. We haven't had a modern Leia with with Hot Toys best foot forward. The most recent one would be the Return of the Jedi.
Yeah, wasn't that was before COVID? So
yeah, it's been a minute.
2019.
It's been a minute, and I have that one in my collection. I love it, but dude, this
I thought that would show all the head sculpts for these and it was wow.
Yeah, this to me is by far the best Carrie Fisher likeness yet from Hot Toys. They've done a phenomenal job, and I wanted the Bespin Escape Leia because in the back of my mind, I'm like, oh, they're not going to do Boushh anytime soon. And they sure have. And now I'm like, shit. I've been looking at that Sideshow Han and Carbonite forever. And I'm like, now I need it. And you know what sucks, Lane? I feel like for me, I remember as a kid watching Return of the Jedi, I thought it was such a cool little reveal when we found out Leia was in the Boushh armor. And I feel like I have to have her with the helmet on. Like, I have to preserve that magic of, like, oh, it's Leia inside that armor.
This is the perfect pose for that, I think. Like, the way they have it here where she's holding it, I think that is actually the best. That's probably the pose, if I get her, would probably be something. Because
I'm
anyway,
tempted by it, Lane. I'm tempted by it, Lane. I agree. Someone did point out there's, like, a belt missing that she's supposed to have that, like, the thermal detonators hang off of. I'm hoping Hot Toys will change that. And I don't want to complain a lot about this because I'm so freaking excited for it. I will say I wish it was a bit more dirty, a bit more weathered. But
they could add that kind of stuff between them.
They certainly could. And my complaints are going to stop there because, dude, she's beautiful.
I like the pike. Like, they nailed the pike look and everything. This is one thing for me, like, seeing sometimes these outfits in figure format. When I look at it like this, the boots look a little weird to me and stuff, where I know they're accurate to when because I actually like pulled up some scenes from a maybe cut version from Return of the Jedi, and I was like, no, that's actually how they look like when we see Boushh first show up with Chewbacca. Sometimes when you see them translate from real life into these, like, where they're accurate looking, but you kind of see them, the costume on a figure format, you kind of go, I think I see the limitations sometimes of the costuming back in 1983 or something, and it doesn't completely a little bit of the illusion for how I see in my mind's eye from the movie gets lost a little. That doesn't mean it looks bad, but it's like,
I get what you're saying. I mean, like I said, I do think there should be some more weathering. That belt that someone pointed out that was missing, I hope they add that later. Game Shift, I still think there's a possibility for that Bespin Escape Leia just because it's so freaking easy. It's like literally what her outfit is under the Hoth fit. So it would be a slightly different head sculpt as well. With the hair
we know a New Hope that from the base of that sculpt probably have to be de-aged a little bit. We know a New Hope Leia is coming at some point. Like, we know one is going to come using this as this facial sculpt has the basis for it, where she'll have the hair buns and stuff, and there'll probably be an artisan and another sculpted version.
I agree. I do think artisan A New Hope Leia is certainly on the table, and that's my personal favorite look for Leia, but this is a close second. I love the Boushh look, and again, I loved remember seeing it as a kid. By the way, what's up, Beskar kid? I hope you're doing well, bro. I hope you're feeling good. I saw that you got a surgery done. I don't want to, like, put your business out there, but I hope you're feeling better, and thanks for being here.
That would be Clue Coach Bert.
And as always, guys, check out Beskar Kid on Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, you name it. Yes, sir. Thanks for being here, my friend. Dude, I know I need Carbonite Han. I need Han and Carbonite. If anybody has an extra one, or they're like, oh, I shouldn't have bought this, hit me up.
I wonder if they'll do eventually as a limited release if they're doing the hand from Empire Strikes Back. If they're going to do a carbon sickness hand for 1500, where he's just all like his hair's all like
he's all
goofed up and sweaty, and they've got it just flat on Harrison's head. And it's like Carbonite Sickness hand solo or Jabba's Palace hand solo.
Dude.
Looking all thickly, and he's like kind of, you can put his shoulders up so he's all hunched up and everything. So he can look all messed up.
Sounds like a wish list figure for you, Lane. What I will say, Lane, what first came to mind when I saw this was not another Leia or a Han, but I'm like, okay, I think Hot Toys is probably thinking about another Return of the Jedi Han. Luke, specifically with the cloak, because the very first Return of the Jedi Luke they did, I think, was the one that came with the cloak and everything from the Jabba's palace scene. So I say, like, now's the time. Maybe they'll do another artisan head, because I think they did a very good job on the Dark Empire Luke hair.
Yeah.
So maybe now we'll see another Return of the Jedi Luke with an artisan and sculpted variant. He'll have the cloak, the shackles like they had before. Maybe the bone that he had in the Rancor pits, I think would be a cool little accessory to throw in.
Yeah.
That's something I always wanted to see, but I think it's time. I think they're going to do another Return of the Jedi Luke here in the.
Well, they did an overall good job with the Dark Empire, both versions of it. And
my copy is perfect. The hair on it is really good.
My question would be, if you had to choose between getting that Luke or them finally doing an X-Wing Red 5 Luke, if you had to get one or the other, which one would you go for?
probably the Return of the Jedi, because that's my favorite. Even though I have like the one with the windswept hair, the Luke Deluxe, the eyeballs stuck to the side bothers the shit out of me. So I want a proper Luke that I can use rolling eyeballs with.
I would normally agree with you, but we haven't gotten a Luke Red 5.
And I do have the Sideshow Red 5 in my collection
Yeah.
that I got for like an insane steal. I think I paid like $75 for it. Like something was broken on it and I fixed it very easily. Yeah, in Uncard Reviews, it's funny you bring this up. I resisted getting that Sideshow one so many times because honestly, I know it was our only option, but it looked dated and the body proportions were really weird on it and stuff because it was old. I mean, to be fair, I love this pose right here with the thermal detonator because obviously, like, that's a big part of her in this outfit. Is she threatens them with the thermal detonator? And like,
that's where we get the first iconic
right
laugh from Jabba.
Right, so like. It's kind of essential to have her with that thermal detonator.
Yeah,
it's weird.
She looks. Hey man, this outfit. I think the Boushh head helmet from back in the original trilogy was one of the coolest helmet looks and everything with the little lights going up and down. Like I was trying to figure out, why does it have the lights blinking up and down on the helmet? Like, is that a breather mask thing or what's going on? Why is it doing that? Those are the things when you're a kid, you're like wondering. Where it really doesn't actually matter, but you wonder, what is that doing? Why do they have that?
Very interesting costume. Like I said, at the time, I was so enamored by the fact that Leia was in there. I had no idea at first. Clone Trooper says, Hot Toys seems to be focusing on Jabba's palace scenes lately. Look, and all I'm saying is, as someone who's been putting out that money for the Scum and Villainy line from Sideshow, I'm going to be very happy having this with all of the Scum and Villainy that they've put out from Jabba's palace and the sail barge. So I'm going to be really excited to put those together now, especially. I love those figures so much. That line has been very underrated. I know the Dr. Evazan had some weird issues, but once they fixed the skin on Evazan, that was like the only one that I took issue with, and it looked much better than it did in those the final video that they did, because it looked really bad there. But yeah, Gamorrean guards would be awesome. The Sideshow ones sell for an absolute mint, and I think those are long overdue. I know, dude. Like this is very nostalgic.
You just sneak these in every once in a while and everything, where we might go, oh my god, this is the latest Marvel movie or Marvel TV or Star Wars TV. We kind of go, and then they just stick one of these in there and stuff. When you're like, especially because they've been kind of up and down with whether released, putting out stuff we've been waiting for or anything. Obviously, the last 2 weeks, they just kind of thrown everything at us now like bricks. But they just will stick ones in like this and make us go like the hand, like Han just popping up like, wait, what?
Yeah, that one was very random too, and that's one that people, and myself included, and you have been asking for forever. Bespin Han. So, Jose, just get sick, and if I know about it, I'll tell you to feel better. Yeah, dude, I'd be down for any creatures for sure. Dude.
Ula? Yeah, Ula would be cool.
Ula would be cool with the chain. We need a Jabba, obviously, from Hot Toys.
Well, we know they can do Twi'leks now, thanks to Hera.
Max Rebo, maybe?
That would be cool.
Yeah, Max Rebo would be cool.
This one would sell twice as fast. That one would sell twice as fast as this one. However, I would have one thing to the Hut Slayer / Slave Leia. I know we think that would be good. However, to make that figure work, it'd have to probably be a full silicone body or something at this point.
Yeah, it would have to.
And I think that look translates really good, say into a statue or bust, what they've done, some Sideshow did some in the past or anything. I think that look translates really well into kind of a static pose thing.
Sure.
I'm not sure. Not saying if they put it up, I would pre-order it day one. That is my favorite look to lay. And you can, second favorite look to lay. Number one is A New Hope. My only thing with this one, this is kind of number 4 for my looks for the original trilogy. I'm a New Hope. I'm Hut Slayer / Slave Leia. I'm Hoth Leia, and then it's the Boushh look. Yeah. It also could be, the Hut Slayer and this look, she's not in them for very long, maybe 10 minutes combined in the whole, movie trilogy. But to me, this is about the head sculpt. If not just for this version, I really like because they literally have like how her hair looks after she just removes the helmet.
Right when
to
she pulls
reveal
the helmet
herself.
off and you get that reveal. Yeah, her
And
hair's...
then she learns that space slugs are not nice to have within 32.5 feet of your proximity. But this being could be the future of any Leia figures we get, whether they're 2.0s or a Hut Slayer or whatever they do, is that we'll get this one and they can only improve upon it. I think that's what really maybe more than just this figure is that has me excited for like a new Hope one we could
Well,
get.
yeah, this shows us what they're capable of with a modern Leia sculpt with like their new sculpting techniques and paint apps and stuff. And Boba Fettuccine, by the way, what's up, my friend? I don't know if you just popped in or if you've been here for a little bit. Sorry if I missed you. And Valk's in the house as well. What's up, my friend?
Hello, Valkyrie.
Valk, another hotline hottie and a moderator. Real quick, Lane, in the spirit of just because Star Wars is cool and the spirit of the holidays, let me see. We're gonna do this real quick, just because I'm excited to talk about. Boushh Leia. So we got 5 new hotline hotties, courtesy of me.
Okay. Well, so we've got apparently I'm one of the new hotties.
Woo! Look at that, Lane. Finally, you win something after all you give. There you go, Lane.
Yeah. So let's just say real quick here, congratulations to Game Shift 2020. You are our first of the gifted new hotties. Ash is now one as well.
Nice.
I know he's always wished to be hottie-rific.
Of course.
Toyco one's I think that's Toyco 11 Hector.
It's Toy Collector.
Collector. Well, no, I'm saying it shows like Toyco 11 Hector.
It's a
it's all screwed up.
It's a game.
And then Commander Thorn 66. So congratulations to me and all you guys for being new hotties. Thank you very much.
Congrats, everybody. And congrats, Lane, for finally winning some.
And I got my notice that you got to get membership from Google Chrome. So thanks, Google.
Nice. 16 Star Wars Pimzoid asked, do you ever think
Hot Toys
would make a Jabba to go? And someone did ask, I think it was Game Shift, asked about 16 Jabba. So yeah, Sideshow did a 16 Jabba, and then they reissued it, and it was like $250 more than the original retail. They've actually did another 16 Jabba years ago prior to that one, but theirs is very good. It's a shame that it's so much more expensive than it was before.
It's expensive. It's one of their freaking
yeah, it's like
premium format
statues. Or something.
It's more expensive than some of the premium format. Which I know you guys were talking about.
Don't get me wrong. But...
Yeah. I know, but he's a big chunky boy. But anyway, sorry, you're getting me right. That made me so annoyed when I saw that.
Yeah. I think you should get the Sideshow one, to be honest with you, because I think it's very good and the platform is really nice and the little accessories it comes with. It comes with Salacious Chrome.
And you don't know how long it could be before you get a job. What it could be 3 or 4 years before we see one for Hot Toys, where if you're getting some of the scum and villainy and stuff like that, you want to have Jabba to go with those guys.
I agree.
They kind of like having all of them and not having him. And so, I mean, in some ways, I could see where you wouldn't go for this one. Because if you don't have a Jabba the Hutt, okay, there goes about 55 to 60% of putting this character with. Like, that's the main interaction for Boushh is with Jabba.
That's true.
This is cool, too, although...
So, Lane, I was going to say, this might be a new Chewbacca, because those shackles there, the chain is not... That's not a pre-existing item that doesn't come with this Leia. And this looks to be like a different futzed fur on this Chewbacca. This doesn't look like the Empire Strikes Back one as a stand-in. So I think we might be getting another Chewbacca. I don't see why they would just pull this accessory out of thin air. And especially, to pair with this figure, I think it would be smart to do. I mean, dude, if it comes out looking like this, that's pretty solid from Hot Toys. But yeah, I think we're going to get another Chewbacca, Lane, and I'm here for it.
You're always ready to have us spend all our money. I got you.
When it comes to Star Wars, yeah, for sure, we got Ekwan in the house. I see you, my friend. I hope you're doing well. Yeah, dude, it's gotta be a new Chewie. Like what? It's the shackle I keep on a shackle. It's more of like a chain around his neck. the chain, like they don't usually just make new accessories for photos. You know, it's got to be tied to something typically. And again, the way that his hair is futzed and everything, this just looks different to me. This doesn't look like the Empire Strikes Back just as a stand-in. So I will be getting this for sure. I mean, come on now. Who's going to say no to our big furry friend? Unless it's the Home Depot 7-foot tall one. I saw that one in person the other day. I'm like, takes up too much room. I can't get it. Exactly, Beskar. You got to have every Chewbacca in existence. Come on now, Lane. I even have the terrible Force Awakens one that just looks like you got stung by a bee or a lot of bees. Yes, and that's another great point. I didn't even notice that the darkness of the nose and the eyes. That's a great, or nose and the mouth. Excuse me. That's a great point. Yeah, especially there and like the mustache area, and even though his whole body's a mustache. Look how cute he is, but we know what he's capable of. Man, that head sculpt phenomenal. I do have some details of the little apparatus and everything on the back. Again, that chain that we see on Chewbacca is not pictured here, so that was like obviously an alternate theory some people had. Doesn't come with this figure. What I do want to show are these lovely pics that we always get from JC Hong of the sculpt in hand. Ooh. Obviously, these are great because he's just taking these with a cell phone just to kind of show you what it can look like in different lighting. And yeah, that is Carrie Fisher at every single angle, through and through, and then some. I think it looks phenomenal. They've done a phenomenal job here. I couldn't be happier. It's our princess, man. It's Princess Leia, and of course you want to see her done right. And even though I love the previous iterations from Hot Toys, I still don't have the Hoth Leia. That's one I still need desperately because I have like 3 snowtroopers in my collection. I got the Snow Speeder Luke. I definitely need the Hoth Leia, but I'll get it eventually. But this is a absolutely beautiful heads up.
Well, I'm willing to bet that probably the price point for those is going down a little bit now with seeing this because people are going to be thinking 2.0 with newer heads.
I think so. Yeah. Let the Wookiee win. I will say this. The Empire Strikes Back one has wool hair specifically only on the head, but not on the body. They didn't specify that it had that on the body. Maybe that's their way of kind of allowing you to futz it easier on the face. I'm okay with that. It looks good. I'm very excited for that. That's one that I think a lot of people are forgetting about, but that's another one that was like high on my wants for Star Wars, is that I love that look with C-3PO on his back. I just absolutely love it. And it's Empire Strikes Back, so you can't really lose there. We're gonna move on though. Again, beautiful figure. I mean, I feel like we have to throw in a poll for this one. I just curious to see how many people are picking this one up. So we're gonna do Boushh Leia, cop, or flop. I mean, if you vote flop, you're just saying you're not picking it up. You're not saying it's a real flop, but you know how we do it here. Cop or flop. We're going to poll that. We got to do it. And by the way, guys, 56 people watching us, hanging out with us. Please consider dropping a like on the stream. I'd very much appreciate it. And yes, got to get that Hoth Leia. Got to get her. I need to. Real quick, guys, we're not going to spend like any time on this at all, so don't click out. Don't be like, oh, they're talking about the 77 Spider-Man again. Just wanted to let you guys know this has released. We know the 78 released. The 77 is now released. Love what they did with these photos, those zany, goofy little poses, kind of recreating some stuff from the 77. This is really cool. I really dig this. I told you guys.
It makes the 78 one to me look so much cooler.
It's funny because I think I like the figure itself without the belt. I'm not a huge fan of the belt, and I know that's probably sacrilege for those that are like a big fan of the Hammond Spider-Man, but yeah, and obviously this is not like a terribly accurate figure. You can look at photos and shots and stuff. It's not terribly accurate, to be honest with you, but it looks great in figure form. Like this pose right here, awesome. I see what they're going with there. I'm not a big fan of the cheese grater lenses, but it has like an appeal to it, Lane, that I really like. I really dig this. I think this is super cool. And come on now, the posability is obviously incredible. Yes,
yeah, that's the big selling point for both of them. Is the posability.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, my dream for this one is to get rid of those ugly little lenses. Maybe
I love you called them I love you called it the cheese grater lenses because that's what I have always called them.
That's what they look grater. Like.
Yeah, I know. It's honestly those lenses that I just cannot stand up. It's why those are the things that make me like that. I mean.
Yeah,
I've watched episodes of the Japanese Spider-Man, and I absolutely love it. It's absurd. Like at the end of the day, I'm just a little bit. I know that they're kind of primarily mostly the same figure, but I'm like, well, one Spider-Man really lamely, fakely climbs on the side of buildings. The other one calls himself the emissary from hell, fights some evil mutant army that's trying to take over Japan, and has a 150-foot tall giant transforming robot. And then there's this guy with his camera. I'm kind of just like, I know it's the American one, but I'm just like, yeah, but the other one's just got. If you're asking like when the 3 or 4 or 5-year-old me back, in early 80s, if I was going to kitchen reruns, which one I'm probably going to be like is the cooler Spider-Man? Gotta be the Japanese Spider-Man, but I mean they're both basically the same figure. Like they're the same body, and the suit is very similar between them. Even it's just one, like you said, has cheese grater eyes. This is
the power belt. So Lane, what's interesting about this one specifically? Hot Toys originally posted the photos when this TVA Wolverine here released. And by the way, for those who aren't familiar, this is the shirtless version, although he has the TVA jacket on here. Love that head sculpt. Obviously, I think this is the same head sculpt that comes on. Yeah, same head sculpt. I love this look because you'll see, although Hot Toys deleted the photos, my theory is I think they deleted them because they probably were getting flagged and they don't want to risk any potential issues with their Facebook account because, I've only ever posted 6-scale stuff on my Facebook account for years, and my account got suspended out of nowhere for nothing. All I do is post 6-scale stuff. That's all I post. So that's probably why Hot Toys put this post up with the shirtless pics and then took it down. Don't you guys worry. I do have a video that shows him, because that's what we want to see, right? You want to see how awesome
that's the only reason to buy the figure. I mean,
right, because you want to replicate. And another thing I want to point out about this figure that bugs me, if you don't have the Wolverine collector, you really probably wouldn't have the deluxe. Well, I guess you could have the collector edition as well and kind of mix and match. If you don't have the other Wolverine from Deadpool and Wolverine, then you don't have the mask that actually goes on his head, so you can't replicate what he actually looks like in the final scene when they're creating that bridge with Deadpool and Wolverine, and the clothes shear off of him, and he's got the mask on. So it comes with an open cowl, but you can't actually put it on his head. So thankfully, I have the other one. I probably will get it custom painted to look more battle damaged, because I'm not going to use that head on this one. I just really like the sculpt on it. But how crazy is that? I mean, we already knew this with the prototype, so this is like an old gripe. But with that being said, we don't have too many photos of here that are exciting, because you don't have any of the shirtless pictures, which you want to see that custom developed body. But I want to pull up. So this is from 6-scale Kawu. So shout out to 6-scale Kawu. This is his review of the TVA Wolverine. Do I have it muted? Yes, I do. Okay, good. So this is this is definitely the thirst trap Wolverine. How interesting is it that he comes prepackaged with a jacket on? I don't know how I feel about that. Yes.
Well, isn't one of the worst things
Lane, this is a certified hotline hottie, and he doesn't have to have a membership.
Yeah. Isn't the one thing with this though is this means you have to fight and make sure you don't break the 1/6-scale zipper.
Yeah. I'm usually pretty careful. That's crazy. The Tinder Wolverine. You're going to be seeing the Tinder Wolverine here very soon in this video for sure. Yeah. Bailey, what's up, Bailey? Bailey says, I'm very tempted to get this.
That's a lot, man.
Is that 400 pounds? Yeah, 400 pounds.
So that's like $2.50.
Yeah, like Jeremy Casa, I think, put these up for $485 shipped, ready to ship. It's pretty expensive. And again, no dig at Kawu. His lighting is not the best, but I think we'll get the point once we get to the actual and the details. I will say, like the blood and grime and everything, really nice. I mean, obviously, if you have the first figure, you can kind of expect what the suit material is going to look and feel like. But obviously, we're not here for that head sculpt. We can look at the head sculpt because it does have a little added blood to it, which is nice. That's cool. And you could obviously mix and match that with this version, especially with that battle damage chest plate. That'll be perfect. But I want to see that body. We're here for that body. We're here for that body. Oh, there's a nice comparison. Okay, I see you, Kawu. I see you giving us what we want. Let me see. We've got some comments. Christian Cooper in the house. What's up, my friend? Christian
Hello.
Crosshair Cooper says, it's crazy he lost his Crosshair name tag with this new YouTube change. Look at that, Lane. That's the thirst trap right there.
Boom. Dude, damn.
That is phenomenal. It really is. And yeah,
Christian,
what's up, my friend? Thanks for being
here. That's like boy band.
Ah, dude.
Wolverine there taking off the shirt. So a pain in the butt you got to do to get that off.
I know. Lane, I have one comment, and it's, why did She-Hulk have such nicely done wrist pegs where you can barely see them, and then everything after that, including like Bane and stuff, you know, they couldn't achieve that. I don't know why. But dude, that is phenomenal. I mean, it literally looks just like Hugh Jackman. That is his physique. That is insane.
And it makes you afraid for what it did to his body to get in that much of shape to look like that.
I almost wonder if that's true. I almost wonder if anybody will do like a peg mod where they'll like kind of shave down the pegs to make them look smaller in his hand, because they do look a little bit big. That's crazy. He said Ash Chase is going to pose him shirtless. I probably will too, dude. You got to.
I mean, why wouldn't you pose him shirtless? I mean, there's no reason to get it. Just if you're not, because
we're getting body shamed by an action figure, dude. That's crazy.
Yeah.
That is true. That's a cool little accessory, though. I do like.
Yeah, no, I think the TVA jacket one is decent, but
I would never use that. Oh, I forgot it came with this.
Yeah, I will just say this is like one of those times that I will go with for Hot Toys, just kind of like why because this is one figure I don't get, like, why did we spend the time and entering money kind of maybe to make this figure? I don't really get it. I don't get why to make this particular figure. I think the figure looks very good. I think the body for it looks really nice.
Yeah.
But it is just one of these things where, okay, you've had the deluxe one already, the quote main Wolverine figure. They put out that classic black, brown, and tan one. You've got the Age of Apocalypse one coming. Just this one, even in comparison to some of those, because at least they're full different variant versions of the character. I just go, why? This is just one I don't quite get what they want.
Lane, it's for the moment. And real quick, I want to say what's up to Zord. Yep. And guys, everybody say congratulations to Zord. I know it's been a little bit. I think he started with Andrew, but Zord is an official Hot Toys blogger now, and yep. I couldn't be happier for him. I think that's like the coolest thing ever. And I know that's like, if you're a photographer of 1/6 figures, like what's better than that? Like what can you achieve after that, you know? So Zord, I think you're at the ceiling now, dude. I think you gotta find a way to push yourself beyond that. But all jokes aside, like, yeah, dude. So sometimes, guys, you got to pay attention when figures release and we're going through these photos. Make sure you don't roast the guy where it says Zord Photography on the watermark on the photo. Because that's our friends. We can't roast our friends, right, guys? I never roast Lane, ever. But yes, congrats again, Zord. I know we had a nice little discussion about it.
I must have missed that memo.
But yes, Zord is an official Hot Toys blogger now, which is so freaking cool. But thanks for being here, and I hope you're having a great week yourself, my friend. I appreciate you for tuning in. But yeah, Lane, back to your question. And yeah, I would never not use the claws on this. Because especially the shot here with the open relaxed hands, like, dude, that's an ugly little joint right there. So I definitely would not use that. The claws, they're doable though. They're definitely doable.
I don't think there's anything wrong with the figure. I think like it's fine, but it looks
great. It looks great.
Yeah, it is just like a why. That's the one thing for me, is just the why. This is just always
so impressive, man. It's so
impressive. Yeah. But I think about the time, effort, material put into this, that they could have put into something else. Like, that's not just the same character again, you know? That's just how I think about it a little bit. But I know people who pick this up are going to be, happy with it.
Agreed. I like that he showed the cowl on it, by the way. That's awesome. That's how I'm going to have mine. They might have uncarded. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if they did. They might have. I would never have my Bane shirtless, but if you wanted to kind of recreate some of those shots from the film, you certainly could. Oh yeah, of course. Yeah, I know you're good with. I mean, dude, you're on TikTok. post TikTok content, so you're very much open to feedback. That's for sure, because TikTok can be crazy sometimes. But yeah, Lane, I think it looks great. I know we're trying to keep the stream a little bit shorter, so we'll move on to our last few topics. But yeah, great job from Hot Toys on the body. I mean, it's very, very impressive. I mean, that is like spot on to Hugh Jackman, in my opinion. Can't go wrong there. I think they did a great job. I want to talk about real quick this Daryl Dixon from InArt, because he's now up for pre-order. Lane, this is, in my opinion, one of the most realistic looking 6-scale figures I've ever seen. I kind of basically said that about Snape, but what are you going to do? InArt just keeps freaking going crazy on these announcements and these releases, and man, this looks so freaking good. I mean, they even got that like droopy little like squinted eye look that Norman Reedus does all the time in the show. The hair is freaking perfect in this prototype. The tattoos on the skin, they talked about that pretty extensively. Like John just did a stream the other day for like the whole Black Friday event they were doing. They talked about how like Norman Reedus was like, no, I want, they came back, he came with feedback and he's like, no, I want my tattoos on this figure. And they've recreated his actual tattoos in 6 scale, and it looks freaking insane. And of course with this one you have swap out forearms, so it has full seamless forearms and wrists, which is really cool. Apparently they didn't originally have the little cuffs around the ankles, and Norman Reedus noticed that. Him and his team like gave him feedback and said that they needed to add that, which yeah. But dude, Lane, this looks amazing. As somebody who's a fan of The Walking Dead, of course, I had to pre-order this Negan and Rick because I had the Sheriff Rick Grimes from 3-0, and honestly, for the price, that was a great figure. One of 3-0's better figures, in my opinion. But dude, this looks so freaking realistic. And I mean, look at that, Lane. Look at that seamless forearm, like the pigmentation in the skin towards the elbow, like the veins, the tattoos, like the corduroy pants. I don't know why they look so cool in 1/6 scale form, but look at the little weathering, like tears in the surface of the pants, like, and the bases are very basic, no pun intended. They're very basic for this line, but I think they work. And
they seem to have been gone more basic with their bases here.
They for sure have. They
maybe cut down on their cost where they're not having to have figures go up more because they're already pretty expensive.
Yeah, no, I agree. I don't know. No one in their right mind would take the vest off of this figure because that's just like the best look for Daryl ever. But it's cool that they showed that. Of course, you got genuine leather on the vest. I think the Bowie knife is died.
I'm glad they at least told you that, because I kept trying to. InArt, last weekend did a like almost hour and 45-minute live stream to their YouTube channel that I had to link to some other people.
Yeah, I actually was in the middle of doing something, and I saw you posted the link in the Hot Toys Hotline chat. That's the only reason I even caught some of it, so thanks for that.
Yeah, no, I was on there, and at least 2 or 3 times I was asking, because I wanted to find out specifically what are the materials in the suit and the boots for the cap.
And they wouldn't say it. They kept saying, someone from the InArt team in the chat will answer that for you. I kept seeing him.
Yeah, and I asked like 2 or 3 times because I was like, they don't say actually what that's made up of. And, if you go on the website and see all the listing for everything, they don't say specifically what it is. And I don't expect they're using pleather, but it's the Hot Toys collector in me for too many years that I always go, unless you tell me it's leather or whatever would be kind of leather pseudo thing.
Yeah.
I don't, because I hear pleather and I start like going, when I see that stuff, like whenever I look at my Kid Fisto boots.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. Trust me, Johnny. I mean, go back and watch Blade. It is basically the same hairstyle.
Yeah.
Bailey, I know you were kind of right there with me on this one. Super. I mean, like I said, look at this photo here, and tell me that doesn't look like a real person. I mean, that is insanely realistic looking, and the Snape final product is insanely realistic looking. Their rooted hair, they suck balls at sculpted hair, but their rooted hair is just next level. And I don't have really any issues with a lot of my artisan Hot Toys figures, but there's no denying InArt wins on the rooted hair. Their rooted hair is just next level, and it looks insanely realistic here. And that sweaty, like kind of all over the place, unkept look that Daryl's hair looks like in the show, dude, like they nailed it. And this apparently InArt left off like the scar above the eye and everything, and apparently they had to add that as well. But yeah, I did see that as well. John said if you pre-ordered like Rick and this was a question that I personally had and a lot of other people had. If you got like the double pack with the free shipping the first time around or the second time around, people had asked like, okay, well, are they both going to ship at the same time, or will my shipment be held back if like one releases first? And he said no. Regardless, they might ship separately. They can't guarantee they'll ship at the same time, but they will still ship as they release, which is awesome. That free shipping deal saves a lot of money. So directly through InArt, I think Daryl was about $400, and he has a worldwide license, so you can get him directly there. You know, it sucks because we had to get Catwoman through Kit, and Catwoman was like $455, and Daryl was $465. Oh. Yeah, for Catwoman, $455 is atrocious. I'm sorry, she comes with literally nothing, and I know we have some artisan figures that are priced high like that, but and I say that, and I pre-ordered her because I had to have it. But yeah. Well, it is a bad price. It is a bad price.
You are making me feel better because I got mine for about similar pricing as
it's pricey. Price. And yes, Marlinoid, you make a great point. They do have those like thick thighs and the awkward body shape on the Japanese version that I really like. I think that's funny that they were able to recreate that, and the way that the nose and the mouth protrudes under the mask is really good. Indiana Bone says, The Walking Dead will always have a place in my heart, even though it fell off. So, yeah, after season 7, you know, it was a little shaky. But I stuck with it, and I still enjoyed it.
I mean, it's still amazing they're making stuff. I mean, that was probably when Walking Dead started. That's maybe a series you saw maybe going, you know, maybe 4, maybe 3, somewhere between 3 to 5 seasons, and then, you know, might be pretty good, and then, you know, shamble off eventually with a fairly decent conclusion, not, you know, up there with the comics, but the show has gone on past the comics from when they stopped, and they've, you know, whether you think they beat a dead horse, one thing, Connor, you might want to just check something there on StreamYard for the recording.
What does it say? It doesn't say anything for me.
Oh, okay.
I think is that same message you were getting last week?
Well, it's saying recording error.
Yeah, I'm not getting that. That's so weird.
Okay.
I remember you.
Sorry about that. Anyway, sorry, I didn't mean to write. Don't worry about it, guys. Sorry,
it's okay.
Yeah, everything's fine.
Yeah, Johnny's saying he pre-ordered all 3. Yeah, I did as well. And so I forgot who was just saying. Yeah, so InArt was actually saying that depending on the success of these figures, and so far they were saying that there was a really good response to Rick and Negan. I imagine now Daryl being announced will push sales for Rick and Negan, or especially Rick. And with the bundle deals with free shipping, they're going to get a lot of sales off of that. So I think they probably will do more. To what extent, I don't know, but I think they will do more. But I agree, dude. They look really good. They look very, very realistic, and this figure specifically is the home
to me. Seeing how good some of these look, to me feels like J&D needs to be looking.
They need to step up their game, dude. Like, and no offense to anybody that's picking them up, but yeah, they're significantly like $1,200 if you're in the U.S. to get that Joker. It's just too much for me.
Or $900 or $1,000 for a single John Wick.
Yeah, no thanks. Uncarded reviews. It's funny because I think Hot Toys did a phenomenal job on the Death Stranding figure, and you know, obviously they had access to direct files and scans from Kojima. I think you know it's hard to like knock one or the other because one is literally, though it is Norman Reedus, it's Norman Reedus in a video game, so it's still going to have that.
And he's got a lot more crap. I mean, his outfit is just. I mean, you're kind of having to go. This is just.
But Norman for realism, this one for sure.
Yeah, this is Norman Reedus's head sculpt going against regular clothes, while the Death Stranding is that head sculpt, no matter how good it is going against an outfit that just has stuff all over it. Like that figure with that suit and all the crap it carries.
It's such a
like
complicated
the
outfit design.
Yeah, I mean, your eyes are just pulled in different directions when looking at it because there is just so much. It's like Higgs or something. Higgs has got just so much stuff going on. You know, it's hard to wear this one. your eyes just go in on the head sculpt. So I think that's something you have to keep in mind too. What is the person wearing? What is the outfit they're wearing and stuff? And what's the coloration? Like all that.
Right, like they both have their strengths and strengths. I don't want to say weaknesses because they're both awesome figures. But when it comes to realism, obviously, because this is
but this one is actually cheaper than the other one because the other the art you get the arts was over.
That one does come with a lot, but that price is nutty.
$525. Same thing. Why Higgs is still.
Okay,
I mean, other than nobody knows who he is.
What on earth is this picture here? Why is he like, hey, it's me, Negan? Why is he so tiny? Look, you got Daryl and Rick.
This looks like a James Bond poster, viewpoint.
Yeah, I get what they were going for, but it just
doesn't that feel like James Bond?
This is better for what they were going for, but look how tiny he is. He's like, hey, everybody, it's me, Negan.
Well, this looks like the James Bond You Only Live Twice, where you just see like the legs and everything, and you're like, I'm feeling the wrong vibe here.
Yeah. It might get a lot of people even interested in the series, Bailey, especially like with Wukong. I think a lot of people probably started playing that game because of the figures. And yeah, I would love like Michonne with the twins, dude, like 3-0 did years ago. That would be really sick.
Or if they did that like zombie girl for the first episode, that was so freaky looking.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Like here, dude, like look at that, man. That is insane detail. And like those are Norman Reedus's actual tattoos. That is just truly, I mean, look at the hyperpigmentation in the knuckles and stuff. Like, dude, like, yeah, this is unreal. Look at that, man. Unreal. One of the best looking 6-scale figures I've personally ever seen. It doesn't come with that much, but it's Daryl Dixon, man. I'm going for this. And I do think the knife is die cast, Big Dog Pound. I think so. I agree, dude. Like, they did a phenomenal job. They did an absolutely phenomenal job.
Yeah, and, this does, even though he Norman Reedus's figure, it does look like it does not come with a ton of stuff either, though. It does feel like, just in general, a little bit.
This whole line is very bare bones.
It feels like in the last few releases, even Draco Malfoy, like going back there a little bit. Yeah, they have. They have pulled back a little bit, like on the accessories and stuff. Maybe it's their materials are getting more expensive.
Lane, I have this theory about that. I'll let you finish what you're saying. Sorry not to cut you off. I have a theory about that as to why.
Yeah, it feels like they're pulling back on. If you look at some of their earlier stuff, releases and stuff, that they pulled back.
Lane, I think they're doing that because it speeds up their production times. I think they realize, like, for Harry Potter,
doing all those big Harry Potter displays and all that.
When they did Harry Potter, specifically Harry, look at all the little tiny pieces he came with. I think they probably realized that really hampered their production time. So I think they decided moving forward.
And people may not care about that stuff very much, or they're going to be worried they're going to lose it and keep it in the box.
Yeah, I mean, of course, that's just a theory, but I have to think that's why they're doing that, because they significantly cut it. And to be fair, like, these all come with what I was hoping for. But, like, how are they going to do a 1/12 scale Catwoman and include the broken cowl with it, but not with their 1/6 scale version that's significant?
And they might hopefully, maybe, I know a lot of people asked about that without having
that's bullshit. Cowl. Like, you can include it with the 1/12 version, but
I think you do need to have that broken cowl.
Dude, Merle would be sick. He was a great character and he had a great arc, definitely. Yeah, Michonne is a must. So, Lane, we're going to show 2 more quick things, then we're going to end out here because, like I said, we're trying to get out quicker. Topo, I believe, if I remember correctly, I think this is what Bruce was wearing in Justice League, like specifically, when he, like, a scene, for an example, is like when he went to meet with Barry Allen, and he threw the Batarang, and you saw Barry obviously called it, and, hey, it's the Flash, shocker, he already knew that. But this is from Topo Studio. It includes everything but the head. So, of course, if you have that head sculpt from the Hot Toys BVS 2.0 or any other Affleck sculpts laying around, it will most likely work on this, Topo has said. Not many photos, but that's one thing. And another thing Topo has shown is a suit reveal for Cavill. Now, so it's funny. As soon as Topo sent me pictures of this, and then they started posting it everywhere and everything, I was like, that's cool, but I wouldn't buy it. I want the red and blue suit underneath. So I guess they thought about it, and other people obviously had the same feedback, and they also are now offering on the listing. We have not seen photos of it yet, but they are offering a red and blue suit reveal as well, which is what I'm going to go for. And I will use my alternate in-art, well, my main in-art sculpt, because I have the laser eye sculpt on my in-art figure right now. I will use that on this body. Of course, he is aware of the different colored tie and everything. He will make those changes for that version. Yeah, I had no interest in getting the black suit reveal. That's Superman. When you want the Clark Kent suit reveal, you want the suit. You want the red and blue suit. At least that's me. I already have my black suit represented. I don't need a suit reveal for that, but I do want a Clark Kent suit reveal for, and hopefully he'll do glasses. Maybe I can ask him about that if he'll do glasses, but maybe it is. I don't know. I'd have to pull up photos, dude. Like when I saw that outfit, that's the first thing I thought of. That very well could be the funeral. What is he wearing? Let me see what he's wearing in that. Let me see. Justice. Bruce meets Barry Allen. Now I'm curious. I don't know. I think you might be right, because that pea coat looks familiar. Or maybe it's a similar outfit. I don't know. Yeah, I think you're right. He doesn't show... Well, he's wearing the same coat, actually. Hold up. Am I crazy? Hold up. Let me pull this photo up. We'll kind of look at this together, because I could be nutty. Okay. All right, Google. Just give me a damn photo. I don't want all these little side things. I don't know. What does that tie look like? Let me zoom in on the tie. Enhance. You might be right, Jose. You actually might be right. But it looks very similar. This is what I was looking at. And obviously he has the coat opened up. If I could pull this damn image up. Oh, this is a quarter scale statue of that look. Interesting. This is what I was thinking of. This is where my mind was. But now looking at it, I think Jose's right. Jose strikes again. Because, yeah, you got black pants with this one, and then this suit actually has a pinstripe. Okay, you win, Jose. You win, Jose. But, yeah, really cool. I'm glad that Topo continues to do all this random little stuff, like these little side pieces. Obviously, I've put Topo up to quite a few projects and work with them on a few things. I don't know. I will ask about that, because that was my first thought. I was like, you know, with the black suit, I don't know if I necessarily would want that, but with the red and blue, of course you want the glasses. So when it comes to that, I will ask and see, and if I can get any clarification on that or get Topo to maybe share some updates, I will. I guess you'll find out. But I agree. I think they should do the glasses, especially for the red and blue suit version, because that kind of completes the look, right? Because Clark Kent has those glasses, and once he puts those glasses on, it's magically not Superman, right? That's crazy. Cornstarch. Don't talk about my... I mean, I love Cavill. Cavill's my Superman, but I also like Corn Sweat, too. Yeah, Jose the fact checker. Dude, like I said, when I first saw it, that's just what came to mind. I didn't even, like, look into it at all. I didn't even, like, try to re-jog my memory. I just kind of thought of it. But you win, dude. But, Lane, that's going to wrap it up.
Yep.
I really, really enjoyed this stream because there's a lot of really cool stuff to talk about. Whenever there's Batman, it's always a fun time. And then we got Boushh Leia, Lane. That's such an exciting.
Yeah, I know that was the thing that probably pushed you over the edge. I can't wait another week to talk about this.
Yeah, I was like, I can't not. I want to talk. Oh, I kind of closed that poll from earlier. 65% said cop on the Boushh Leia. Yeah. Guys, if you haven't already, please consider dropping a like on the stream on your way out. Thanks everybody for being here. I appreciate all of you. Guys, a reminder, we will be doing, Lane and I still have to sort out as we approach closer to Christmas. We have to sort out the giveaway situation. Lane did announce that on last stream. Lane and I have not talked about it at all, and that's probably my fault because I've been so busy lately. But we'll figure it out.
We both super busy. That's why I probably should have hit you up over the weekend. Like, hey, maybe, last week when we were off for a couple of days, I probably should have said, hey, bro, we probably should talk about it. Let's get 15 minutes to talk about this.
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
Yeah, we'll get that figured out. I have to say, for We Got Stuff Coming or revealing stuff, as much as I like the figures, the thing that I saw just got me excited, got released last week, is the premium is the statue 1/5 scale. Sideshow put up their put together video for their Darth Nihilus statue.
Oh, that's cool.
And Darth Nihilus is one of my favorite designs in all of Star Wars ever. And for as much as I like some of all the figures coming, that statue I am ready for. But Big Dog Pound, hey, thank you guys for all joining us tonight.
Yeah, it's a cool statue. But guys, again, thank you so much for being here, everybody. Thank you, Lane, for hanging out with me tonight. It was a fun little two-person stream. We got to talk about some stuff a little bit more, and
We
then
still went an
still
hour
get
and a
out of
half
here.
too, almost. So.
Yeah, and we're still getting out of here at 8:25, so that's better than 9 o'clock. So thanks, everybody. As always, if you're watching on the replay, thank you so much for watching. Consider dropping a like on the stream. We appreciate it very much, and we'll see you next Tuesday at 7 p.m. EST.